Salute, salute. Everybody, thank you for tuning in for Kross TV Network. You already know my trademark Kross with a K. Thanks for all my supporters. Thanks for everybody that always, support me and give me y'all comments, show me y'all love, you know what I'm saying, y'all respect, you know what I'm saying. I appreciate y'all aspects, y'all perspectives. I love y'all. Thank you. Thank you for everybody tuning in. All right. People 212, hey yo. You know what I mean? Salute. Tyron Rucker, salute. Smiling Wolfette, 1978. You already know love. Anthony Fuentes, shout out beloved, Shout out to the all night almighty Latin King, Queen Nation, to the UBA, you already know. Who the Black, yo. Fat Cat, your family, what up, fam? What's going on, bro? I'm always tuning, big homie. Apocalypse, you already know, bro. You already know. Then to Germany, I see you made it. You finally made it. Another one, yeah. Yo, Dap, what up, bro? Dub Sack, always. You already know. Victor Dome, don't keep it pushing, bro. You already know. Low Culture TV, salute. Angel, I'm sorry, bro. No disrespect. You already know, pardon me. Roscoe, 34, salute. Yeah, Cat. Yeah, Cat. I love you, bro. Love you, bro. You know what I'm saying? Yo, let me get right into it, right? Thanks again for everybody that's tuning in, that support me, that's showing me that love and everything, and I want to give a special shout out to all those whose hearts I am touching and, lives that I'm changing, because a lot of people been, hollering at me and DMing me, let me know, you know what I'm saying, how much, I helped them and stuff like that, you know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? But nevertheless, thank you about saying my glass, it must mark, you know what I mean? But speaking about prison, man, unfortunately for me, my reality is, until the last couple of years, most of my life was in prison than in the free world. Let me say that again. Most of my life that I spent was behind a wall in prison, you know, as opposed to being outside. I mean, include my baby years and everything. I was in prison, more than that. So from Fat Cat, I know what I'm saying, from I say from 16, 17, from 17 to 40, I was in prison. You know what I mean? A lot of people glorify, how many times you cut a person, some people might talk about how they was getting drugs, people might talk about how they done bag females and all of them have females taking care of them, people coming home big, everybody got a different story to tell, people that don't know better, somebody coming home from prison, they could tell you anything. But if you look at the character of the person, I'm saying, you'll know whether or not the story match. But nevertheless, whether you was the softest person in prison or whether you was the toughest dude in prison, it don't matter. You know what I'm saying? The point is, people don't tell y'all how gangsters, revolutionaries, racists, everybody that's in prison, how you are dehumanized. What I mean how dehumanized, all right, on the political aspect, right? A lot of people don't know or are aware, but I'm gonna tell you right now. Under the 13th Amendment, right? If you are a convicted felon and you know what I'm saying, and you're locked up, whatever the case may be, by the Constitution, the 13th Amendment, you are a slave. You are considered a slave, plain and simple, black and white. And what makes the 13th Amendment legal is the 14th Amendment, which is the due process aspect of the 14th Amendment, where it says that, you is to have a right to silence, You have a right to speak to a lawyer. Get a lawyer. You have a right to a trial. Before a fair, judge or whatever or what have you. You know what I'm saying? And in front of a judge, a fair judge, whatever, and you have a trial, or and whatever the outcome will be, the outcome will be, and that's how if you get found guilty, whatever, that's what makes the 13th Amendment. That's why when you locked up, a lot of the jobs that we do out here, making $20 an hour, $25 an hour, some people making $15 an hour for. In prison, you're making 9 cents an hour. Then you graduate to 10 cents an hour, then 11 cents an hour. The most you getting per hour in prison from my experience that I witnessed, was getting maybe like 35 cents, 45 cents an hour or something like that. As opposed to you being out here making 15, some people be complaining about, $15 an hour, minimum wage, that's not enough for me, or I'm too good for that, whatever. But y'all was locked up, man, and y'all was making 9 cents an hour, man. Some of us was making less than that. Some of us was making less than that. Because some of us didn't have no jobs, or some of us was just, doing programs and going to school. So you get less than that. You know what I'm saying? You get like what, 9 cents a week or something. I mean, not $9 a week, $10 a week or something like that. Like, you know what I'm saying? So, let's talk about these realities. Let's talk about, how you leave and how you harm your family by you being absent. You know what I'm saying? By you not being able to help pay the bills. How you not being able to be there to help raise the children. How you're not being able to help, take them to school. How you're not there to discipline them. How you're not there to just so they can have both parents, so they can have stability, instead of just having that burden be on one parent, and then that the stress of the parent having to come see you and everything. We don't even identify or even begin to even make aware and to the people that what you got to go through for them to even come see you. Some of them stand outside 1, 2 in the morning, some of them 12 midnight, 12 in the morning, waiting for a van to come get them, drive you upstate 4 or 5 hours, get there, get searched. And then if you got excuse my language, but an asshole police or something like that, or he got something against you, your family could be out there till 1 o'clock before they even allow you to even get on a visit. And your family feel humiliated because now they just came up there and spent almost 8, 9 hours preparing to come see you. In the process of them preparing to see you and coming to see you, probably have packages for you. So that takes the delay of their time for coming on there, because they dropping off packages and everything for you and getting on a different line before they can come sit down. And then he want to hold you back down. So by the time you get down there, your people did all that, and they could only see you for what, 2 hours, 3 hours, because the visit is over at 3 o'clock. 3:30 is time to go. Like, they start clearing you out like at 3 o'clock, 3:30, the visit is closed. And that's just for people that, because only max is you get visits every day, but in mediums and everything, you only get visits on the weekends. You know what I'm saying? Another thing, before you go on a visit, do they even tell you that you got to strip down, take your drawers off, turn your back towards them, bend over, spread yourself so they can see you, make sure you ain't bringing nothing on you, for you, turn you around, make you separate, your penis from your balls, looking at you, get dressed, and then go on your visit. And then when you come off your visit, you go through the same process all over again. Do you know how humiliating that is? Why would I glorify that, or would want to, make that an epitome of my life? But I'm better than that. You know what I'm saying? I was just, a young, wild kid. You know what I mean? I went to prison when I was young. A lot of things that I did, the homicide and everything like that, I was young, you know what I'm saying, and whatever, you know what I mean? And even when I was in prison and everything like that, I never abused my power or nothing like that. You know what I'm saying? People that needed something, whether they was, gang related or not, you know what I'm saying? If I had it, I gave it to them. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy because I wanted to teach the young kids, I wanted to give the young homies, I wanted to discipline them. You know what I'm saying? I wanted to make them, understand that, make them be spiritually connected and make them be disciplined and, for they could be, leaders and use their temple. So what I did was when I was in Auburn, I had one of the homies, he was the minister of NOI. That was my right hand. That's my right hand man. That, you know what I mean. And so what we did was the little young homies that was there, we had them going down to services, to the NOI services, and we would hold posts as fruit. You know what I'm saying? And brothers was, learning righteous ways, everything at the same time. And they was learning like discipline, and moving more, and learning what militancy is about and everything, but in a good way, in a righteous way. You understand what I'm saying? Anybody that know what I'm saying, I did that. You know what I'm saying? I always give life. You know what I'm saying? I always gave life. You know what I mean? That part right there, and the fact that I was going to college. You know what I mean? I was going to college while I was there also because Warren Buffett's sister had this nonprofit organization where they paid for our college, to while we was in Auburn. And even the CEOs and them, they was mad and upset that we was getting education. They was like, yo, y'all dudes is criminals, y'all this, that, and the other and everything. How y'all getting free education? And here I am, working in here and I'm busting my ass and everything. And I can't even pay or get the same privilege to have my child go to the same college that y'all going through for free. And the college that was coming to Auburn was professors from Cornell University. This is an Ivy League school. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, it was an Ivy League school. And they started doing working together with Cayuga County because certain things that qualifies passing for Cornell, like dealing with chemistry, we couldn't have the chemicals and nothing like that. So Cayuga County had other ways where we was able to get credit, in that for that class. Omar Green, thank you, I appreciate it. Salute to Omar Green. What's going on, Omar Green? You know what I mean? But keeping it real, I understand. I could understand the CEO's perspective. I could understand their aggravation, especially if they're struggling. And from what I understand, the CEOs upstate New York don't get paid as much as CEOs in New York City, but New York City don't have all the benefits as they have upstate. You know what I mean? So I could understand their perspective, like, I'm struggling, I want to get my kid to go do the same thing, you know what I'm saying, whatever. And, you could even have a little form of jealousy, but don't get mad one day and don't let me out my gate. Because, if you have a certain amount of absences or whatever, you get kicked out the program. So don't lock me out not make me miss my program on certain days, to have me risking, blowing my education, for what? Because you're mad? You could be mad, but don't stop me and block me for my blessing. All right, yeah, you supposed to be in here making sure that everything's all right and correcting me. So that way we go back to society, we supposed to be quote unquote fit back for society. That's why it's called the Department of Corrections, right? So it just goes to show that they don't even believe in that themselves. You know, they don't talk about the beatings and the you know, and everything they did. Let me tell you why. The reason why Attica has cameras right now all over it. It was a situation where in Attica, all right, how they do it is, right, when a nurse comes on a company, on a gallery, Miss Playful, salute, thank you, I appreciate you. She said, I had a friend got locked up in Baltimore. They needed a care package with sweats, underwear, etc. I box it and deliver it. I would search, etc., etc. Yeah, that's a fact. You it's like, you know, because they, you know, want to make sure that you're not getting no contraband, you're not taking nothing in there, you know what I'm saying, that you ain't supposed to take in there. I know it's frustrating and humiliating, and sometimes, you know, the process is real long depending on how many people is there, you know, how many people is there, you know, before you going through the same process as you going through to get into their loved ones also. It's a frustrating process, but it's honestly, they know they make it frustrating because they trying to discourage you for wanting to come visit your loved one, for making you wanting to care with your loved one. You know what I mean? They hate when people, families coming to see them and everything like that, because now they know, well, we can't just treat or do this person any way we can, because this person has support on the outside. So he's, you know, able in a situation where, you know, he could expose and tell a lot of everything that's going on in here, you know, to get us in trouble. So they're kind of like back off, or, you know, or whatever. You know what I'm saying, Miss Playful? You know, let's talk about sometimes when you in a box and everything, in the time that they ain't even feed you, or it been months at a time when your family writing you, you getting the letters, and then you writing them back, and they not even getting a response. So now they're writing you, cursing you out, thinking you on some funny stuff and everything, when it's really they holding your mail. So that done ruin relationships, or put in relationships and everything, where you got to sit back and prove that, you know, oh, it wasn't because of this argument, you know, or whatever, I decided to take a break or ignore you, whatever. No, they was, you know, holding your mail. I'm not sitting here saying that, you know, this is what they did to everybody all the time, and, you know, that's just how it was. What I'm telling you, remember, is that why I don't glorify. So if I don't glorify it, I can only speak of the negative things and discouraging other people not to glorify, or those that never been in jail not wanting to come to jail. Because let me explain something to you, right? I was one of them kids that I said, you know what? I want to go to jail. And you have a lot of kids out there that feel like, you know what? I want to go to jail. Why? Because they feel like, you know what? I'm gonna go home and survive. I'm gonna go in there, survive that, and think they're gonna be on some gangster shit or whatever, and run things maybe or whatever, and to show that, you know, they built like that or whatever, so they can come home and tell that story, and then that'll give them more credibility in the street, to prove themselves, to make themselves, you know, a tough guy in the streets. You know what I'm saying? Um, get back to your Attica story. Oh yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, thank you, Miss Playful. Thank you, Miss Playful. Let me get back to my Attica story, right? So now the nurses, all right. So so the galleries that they walk on, how the company's set up is on what, let's just envision a hallway, right? A regular building hallway, tenement building hallway. On one side you got apartments, on one side you got apartments, right? So it's a corridor. So on this side it cells on this wall, and on this wall it cells. But there ain't no staircase or nothing like that. Maybe in the back of the tier or the front of the tier. You know, but it's a little more wider in some of them, in some cases. But in Attica, I'm giving you a visual how it is. You know what I'm saying? So it's a corridor with cells on one side, cells on the other side. You walk into a corridor. It's maybe about 20 cells on each side. So it's about maybe about 40 cells, you know, all together. and they're closed with their regular doors. Their regular doors with windows, right, or whatever. So while the COs was walking one day with one of the nurses, you know, I guess somebody made a whistle sound or said something or supposed to have said something, you know, towards the lady allegedly. So they took the lady out and just walked up to a cell, just picked the guy, I wasn't there for it, cracked his cell, meaning opened his cell, got his cell door open, took him out, and only thing they said you heard was this dude just screaming and them just whooping him, beating him, whooping him. I don't know how long they did it for, but it was a real gruesome story. It was real gruesome. Thank God that he was one of the ones that survived that, because many lives has been taken by the hands of police in Attica, CO's corrections in Attica. Just like in Clinton, how they buried up dozens of skeletons of inmates that were just lost in the system back in the days, under the gymnasium floor. Or how when the guys escaped from Clinton, one of them I was in the tailor shop with before, when them two guys that escaped, how they was basically torturing dudes trying to give up information on them, from the people that was on them tiers that was living around them. But getting back to the Attica story, so the outcome of the situation of the guy, the brother to be blessed to be alive, when they took him out the cell, what happened was one of his eyes was hanging. He had a broken jaw. He had a broken eye socket, broken collarbone. His wrist, he had, I think, a broken wrist. And I think one of his legs was broke. I mean, they threw him down the stairs. And his family sued, and they won. And for the first time in Attica history, the COs was charged as a gang. The COs was charged as a gang, and one of the COs gave up what happened and everything, and who was involved, and they retired or whatever. And I think they I don't know if they got jail time or something like that, but y'all can Google it. Y'all can Google this. I don't know if they got jail time, whatever, but I know they not working there no more. And I think they have a forced to retire, something like that. I know something happened with them as for their plea and their testimony. They was able to retire, something like that, something. But I think they got I don't know if they did jail time or not, whatever. So because of that case, they did give up a lot of other things that they was doing throughout the jail and stuff like that. That's why a lot of people in that village at Attica and everything, kind of like ostracized this people and his family and everything because of that. So now they got cameras looking on the tiers. They got cameras in the corridors. They got cameras in the yard. They got cameras on the visit. They got cameras right there when you're getting off the visit. They got cameras, in the mess hall, everywhere, all the spots where, these the spots in the hallways and everything. Because let me tell you something about Attica and other places that, that's the only place where you ain't never been to jail unless you've been to Attica. You ain't never been to prison or experienced what real prison used to be or is unless you ever been to Attica. You know what I'm saying? That's the only prison that where they walk out, they walk with their sticks out and everything like that. They literally walk their sticks out. You look at them, they pulling you off the wall. you know what I'm saying, is beating you up and everything, you know, so the cameras kind of like minimize that. It's still little dead spots, but the cameras kind of like minimize that, you know. But while glorifying the fact that I gotta wake up in it every day in the cell, I gotta go to sleep every day in the cell. You know, inside my cell, I got a bed, I got a toilet, I got a sink, I got a little desk. Then I got a door with a little window, a little light that go over the bed, a little Walkman or radio. I got books. I got pictures of my family. I might be reading a mail, getting or seeing new pictures of them growing up, or you know, seeing how they look now. You know what I'm saying? And somebody said Lefty 8824, all facts. I was in a burn with Kross, and a part of all that he's talking about. That's a fact. You know what I'm saying? Facts. This is Dap here. Kross is speaking truth. No doubt. Word up. You know what I mean? And you know, it's like, man, what about the times when motherfuckers cry? You know what I mean? You miss your family, you know, coming off the visit, or they going through something, you not being there, or somebody passed away and they not letting you go to their funeral. They're not even letting you go to your family funeral. You know what I'm saying? You know, when they come search your cell, they make you strip all your clothes off, your socks, turn them inside out, throw them on the bed, make you take your drawers off, hand it to them, or turn it inside out yourself and turn it around and throw it on the bed. Take your t-shirt off, then lift your penis up, then lift your testicles up, then turn around, bend over, open your butt up so they can see inside. You know what I'm saying, your anal cavity and all that, to make sure you ain't got nothing or nothing like that. Then tell you to get dressed. They sit there and watch you, and then they put you slippers on, and you in there like that with just your boxers on, no t-shirt and your socks on, with your slippers on. And then when you step out, you got female COs and everything there too, and everybody stand there, and they're just go in your cell, just tear your cell up, throw your books around, destroy your books, look at your pictures, comment on your wife if how they look. You know, that's why I never was with, you know, having naked pictures or nothing like that. Really, nothing really tasteful, nothing like that, because, you know, anything could happen if you ain't packing your own cell up. You know, another prisoner could pack your cell up. It might steal your picture. It might steal some of your property. You know what I'm saying? It depends on who you is or who around, because certain people know not to touch certain people's property. But police will throw some of your stuff away or something like that. You just won't get all your stuff, or when you get some of your stuff might be destroyed because your lotion or your baby oil might be spilled all over your pictures and everything. Anybody know anything about baby oil? Baby oil erases all the ink and everything off. You know what I'm saying? So destroying your pictures is destroyed. You know what I'm saying? Your letters of certain things are destroyed. You know, and things of that nature, your tapes, or you know what I mean? Because they still got tapes, cassette tapes in prison. You know what I'm saying? You know, last I was there, they was trying to get the I forgot the digital one they was trying to get. I forgot the name of it. But yeah, who want to glorify going to sleep at night? You know, wondering how your girl feel, how your wife feel, wondering what your kids is doing, wondering what your boys is doing. Thinking back about, damn, why did I not do this way? Why did I not do this that way? You know what I'm saying? You know, that's deep right there, man. You know what I'm saying? You know that's deep right there. So, you know, you're not gonna sit there and glorify that, you know what I'm saying, you know, certain jail stories is entertaining, you know what I mean? I get it, you know, and those that's whose story, and that's that's expressing it, you know what I'm saying, I can't really tell them, you know, not to express their story how they choose to express their story. I salute them, you know what I mean? But for me, I'm telling y'all that I don't glorify it because, you know, I don't wanna encourage the youth or encourage people to go in there and be like, oh, I can do, you know, I want to be like him, or, you know, I can experience that, or, you know, whatever people thinking, or just people in general who just had that thought like I did as a kid that, I want to go to jail, or you know what I mean, and so forth and so on. I'm gonna tell you a story, right? My baby brother, right, from my mother's womb, my baby brother. Um, I was locked up, and on my last previous bid that I did, all that time on. He was like, yo, bro, you know what I'm saying, I want to come to jail. I know I could do this, I can do that, and this, that, and other. You know what I'm saying? Like trying to walk in my shoes, like trying to prove himself, but in a way where, he trying to get his own reputation. He not trying to just live off of, my name or so forth, whatever, right? So, so when I told him that, I'm like, what now? You bugging, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, nah, man. You know what I mean? You don't know what I'm going through in here, man. You know, people talking about how they be cutting people and everything, but talk about how the police whoop you out after that. You know what I mean? Talk about sometimes how police just whoop you out, period. Or even if it's not you, sitting there and listening to another man getting beat up in his cell and everything. You know what I'm saying? He's screaming, he crying, he getting beat up and everything like that. I'm saying something happened, sometime it happened right in front of your cell or something like that. You know what I'm saying? Think about what was going on in that war. Why would I glorify me harming a person, you know what I'm saying, during that war? There's a lot of trauma and everything that come with that. That's not nothing normal. That's not natural, man. We did what we did to survive, because we all had our own purpose of doing what we did that justifies or give us rectitude for the savagery that we did at the time. But why glorify that? Mainly because I'm out here. And just because we out here, it doesn't mean that we free. Because some of us is not even still free mentally or spiritually. You know what I mean? It's not all about what you got, on how you live your life, on what makes life valuable. Is your resources, is your, you know what I'm saying, is your foundation, is your family, you know what I'm saying? That's your resource. Your day ones, you know what I'm saying? Even if you meet some genuine new ones, you know what I'm saying, you'll know if they're genuine. I've been around long enough, so I have a good judge of character. You know what I'm saying? But I embrace all real from all walks of life. You know what I'm saying? Knowing God morals and principles, are compatible. You know what I mean? Even if they not, you know what I mean? Long as I'm not gonna go all out my way to violate a person unless that person, hand on call for it or nothing like that. You feel me? Oh, you know what I'm saying? I just wanted to just share that with y'all, like, you know what I mean? I can go on and on about, why I don't glorify that. But mainly, why will people mind be so focused on in there when you out here now? You know what I'm saying? What I do understand and what I know, because what I'm gonna do is I will write a book about my life. You know what I'm saying? I will start putting that together, and I'm gonna share it that way. And then, from there, if people want to talk about the book, I'll talk about that. But after that, it's like I never forget that because I'm not trying to go back to that. So I know what I got to do out here, you know. So I'm definitely trying to get a new niche and do things, you know what I mean, differently now. Cause they say can't keep doing the same things and expecting different results. That's insanity. You know what I mean? So what's crazy is that out here, me being out here now, in this short time I've been out here, I accomplished more legally than I seen illegally. I wasn't really a good drug dealer. I was more of a stick up, dude. And I was just, other than that, I was just more shooting everything up. I was a kid. So when you at a certain age, unless you're around certain people, your mind really wasn't focused like, yo, I'm just gonna get this bread, just bread. You 15 years old, something like that. That was very rare in my era. Unless you came up under somebody that was molding you or grooming you to be that. You know what I'm saying? People that have pops or uncles or somebody that was involved that took them under their wing. Other than that, and they took their little crew. Other than that, that was real rare for a person mental to be like that. Even though, you know, I sold drugs, in many different boroughs and, many different states and all that. You know what I'm saying? I used to go to Philly, I went to Baltimore, I went to Boston. You know what I'm saying? I went to NC, you know what I mean? I went to Baltimore, I said Baltimore already. You know what I mean? I even went to Jamaica one time. You know what I mean? For to take care of handle something. You know what I mean? So but yeah, man, that's why I definitely don't glorify no more, man. Oh, we mail, waiting for the person to come with the mail, waiting for the mailman to come, see if you got a letter from anybody, see if anybody thinking about you, whatever. You know what I mean? Then the mailman walk by right past you. You ain't even got no mail. You know what I mean? Or sometimes when you go outside, you go to use the phone, your phone is off, or you can't get through. What about the times when you found out that, your significant other, the one that you became codependent upon, the one that you even grown in love more now that you're in there, because the sexual part is really gone unless y'all married and having conjugal visits or y'all, sneaking doing your little thing, however y'all was doing it. You find out they're doing them. Or those that the relationship she just couldn't, bear no more. She couldn't be with you no more. You know what I mean? And she just decided she had to go or whatever. You know what I mean? Think about those times, times when you thought you was getting a visit and they didn't show up. So you got dressed, took a shower, did all that, got the smell good on, went and got shaped up, barbered up and everything. And you ain't even get no visit. Or like me, it been times when for a whole year straight before I found out my baby mom, she just decided to just leave me. She was my wife at the time. And you know, for a year straight, I'm thinking I'm going on a trailer visit. A week before the trailer visit, she'd tell me I get a letter saying it was rescheduled. I get a letter. You already scheduled because I can't make it. And that went on every 3 months for a whole year. Then when I went to the box, that's when I found out, she decided she couldn't take it no more and then she was leaving. Then she even moved to Atlanta and everything. You know, I didn't even get to see my kids. Even to this day, I had a baby while I was in Auburn. Because I was getting conjugal visits for a couple of years. And 2013, I think it was September 13th or September 7th, somewhere around there. 2013 was the last time I seen her. Then I heard some other disturbing things because the whole time that we was married and everything, you know what I'm saying, she was doing her. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, why glorify that? You know what I'm saying? I'm out here now. You know what I'm saying? This is why I don't glorify prison. Because you want to know about prison, I'm gonna tell you about the bad things about prison. I'm not gonna tell you about all the good things. Even though I did, I shared when I went to college. What I didn't share with you is that I was facilitating the ABP program and everything. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, I was doing things, you know what I mean? You know, I was definitely doing things. So, you know, I'm gonna continue to do my thing. That's why my content is where it is, you know what I'm saying? So I definitely thank y'all for supporting Kross TV Network, you know what I'm saying? That's Kross with a K. But anybody got anything else to say, you know what I'm saying? Then I'll close this because I know it's probably getting a little late. I don't know what time is it yet. I know everybody got to get ready to go and everything, you know what I'm saying? But you know, I appreciate y'all. Thank y'all. Love y'all. Salute. Thank y'all for tuning in. Y'all could have been anywhere else. Y'all was with me. Miss Playful, thank you. Omar Green, salute. You already know with that. Salute y'all. Gang.